Welcome back. Can you imagine having one of the world's most recognisable names as yours?
My name is Bond.
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 James Bond.
You got me an introvert to be a James Bond is impossible.
Imagine being told the same joke every day for a couple decades.
The name is Bond. James Bond.
And he's like, you're right, and I'm Donald Duck. Get on the ground, get on the ground. His name, in this case, is gonna haunt him.
Fantastic. It's called The Other Fellow, and it's a documentary looking into the lives of men across the globe who all share the same name. Yes? James Bond. And documentary director Matthew Bower and one of the many James Bonds join us live now from London and Texas. Thank you both so much for joining us. This is such a great concept for a documentary. It's called The Other Fellow, as we said. How did it all come about for you, Matthew?
Well, I mean, you know that thing when you try and sign up for like an email address and somebody, it's already taken and you go, someone else with my name there must be someone else who has the same name as me. Yeah. And I kind of went, well, what if your name was James Bond and that other person was James Bond 007? And that's where the kind of germ of the idea came from.
I mean, it is a very common name. I'm surprised that people still name their kids this. But so you had to track down multiple people named James Bond. What was that mission like for you, Matthew?
Well, it was surprisingly difficult because, as you can imagine, you can't Google these guys because James Bond 007 comes up all the time. And then I went to look on Facebook, and actually you can't join Facebook as James Bond. It says you're using a false name, or that you're trying to make a James Bond fan page. So all of my characters, like James you're about to meet, are called Jimmy Bond or JB Bond or something like that on social media. So once I figured that out, I was able to track them down.
Wow. OK, so James, let's bring in you now, if we can. Mr. Bond. Can you tell us, what are some of the pitfalls of being named James Bond?
Well, no one is actually interested in you. If they meet you for the first time, the first thing that happens is their mind starts churning and you see those wheels rolling as to what question they're going to ask you. Yeah, and it has nothing to pertain with me as an individual. It's going to be about one of the James Bonds.
I feel so badly for you because James, I'm looking at you now and all I want to do is saying, we meet again, all those same old jokes that you must have heard all of your life that are not original. How do you keep your grace in those situations when people are making the 74th shaken not stirred joke at your expense?
It's just you get used to it. You get to a point that you know how the conversation's going to go, everything along that line. And the only thing that you do realize is you better not make a mistake.
Do you never drink martinis?
Because they're going to remember your name forever.
That's true. Do you never drink a martini? Is that what happens as well, James?
Oh, well, I've had some martinis, but I'm from Texas. Margaritas are... We drink margaritas here.
Yeah, I'd love to see James Bond drink a margarita.
Me too. Hey, Matthew, I just want to ask, is this familiar? Is this sort of one of the common themes, I suppose, that you heard speaking to several James Bonds, that they don't get any respect or acknowledgement as an individual?
Yeah, because as soon as they introduce themselves, people say, do you like your martini shaken, not stirred, or where's your Aston Martin? You know, people always will go to this thing. And you can only imagine when you have to deal with this every hour of every day for your entire life, it can become quite a drag,
And this is so fascinating. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. James, we appreciate your time, and you too, Matthew. You can watch The Other Fellow in Australia on SBS On Demand. I mean, that is such a fascinating topic.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my God. Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?
Always happens.